coquettes. Today we're going to be making lemon sole with pesto sauce and roast potatoes. Okay, so what you're going to need for the pesto sauce is 3 cloves of garlic that have been roasted. I will show you in a minute, it came from the potatoes. 50 grams of pine nuts, basil, and 150 grams of olive oil, mils of olive oil. 2 fillets of lemon sole, some salt, some pepper and some rapeseed oil. Now Charlotte potatoes, they're really nice if you want something a little bit different. They're new potatoes, but when they're roasted they're really good. I've used 8 of these. I've halved them and then I've put them in the steamer for around 10 minutes. It makes them so they're part boiled, and then I've seasoned them and left them in and put them in the oven now at 200 degrees centigrade, that is. So I'm just going to show you what they're like at the moment. Doing really nicely. Whoa. Okay, so I'm going to close that up for the moment, and what we're going to quickly do is we're going to start making our pesto. The reason why I've put this on now is because it takes a long time to do. On the videos it's a little bit difficult. Okay, so we're going to put this on as well. This is our green beans. You only need a few. These are going to go into with this. So right, let's get this going. Okay, so with the garlic, I roasted it in with the potatoes. It gives it a lot of flavour and it makes it a little bit more mellower. It isn't as garlicky as it normally is, but it's nice if you're putting it into some sort of sauce. It doesn't overpower the sauce as much as the others would if it was raw. Raw garlic isn't the nicest thing to have, I must admit. Okay, so we need to get these out. Normally they just pop out, but today they're being what they're being. There you go. Okay, so I've got my mixer here. We're going to put these in. Pine nuts, garlic in, and our Parmesan cheese. We're going to whiz this down a little bit anyway, so if we want to put a little bit more cheese in a bit, we can. And some basil. It said about 80 grams of basil, I got told. But have you ever tried to weigh a basil leaf? It's ridiculous. So we're just going by taste, really, and that's the best thing to do. So my poor basil tree that was really growing really nicely is going to be attacked today. But we'll get another one. And I know you're probably thinking, I've used basil a lot in my recipes. It just happened that they've been basil recipes and I've had basil on the side. So we're using the basil. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. And I'm going to turn that on. Okay, so now we're going to pour a little bit of the olive oil in. A little bit at a time. If it doesn't want to do it that way, which mine clearly does not want to do today, pour it in this way. There we go. We are going to do it one way or another. We are going to get our pesto done. Okay, so we might just need to have a taste of it. It looks a bit pale at the moment, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to taste it, see what we actually need in it. Doesn't need any more olive oil. We need a little bit of salt into it. A little bit of salt and some more basil. I think we're keeping Gary up. He's yawning today. Okay, right, my poor basil tree has been absolutely decimated, but like I said, it's all in taste. It's all how much you like as well of it. I like a lot of basil, so to me it's tasting like it needs a little bit more something else. I think we need some more Parmigiano as well, which is Parmesan cheese, by the way, everybody, but because I'm Italian I like saying Parmesan, plus it makes you sound nicer. Okay, so put it back on. And give it another little taste. I think it needs something extra, so I'm just going to go and get it. I think it needs a squeeze of lemon juice in it. So I know I said what I said in the ingredients, but sometimes you need a little something of a kick, and I think lemon does give it a kick, and it helps it give it a bit more of that flavour. So don't worry if Pip's getting it, because we'll take that out in a second. Okay, try it again. That's it. That's what it needed. Okay, so bring that over here. And I am going to get one of these. Okay, so take this out. Put that one in there. I love pesto. Pesto is like one of my favourite sauces. If you like fish, you can always put a little bit of anchovy in it as well. That really makes it pop. It's really nice. But I didn't put anchovy in it today because I know a lot of people don't like anchovy, so thought we'll go for the more basic pesto. Okay, so put that all over here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get our potatoes out as well, because the potatoes need a little bit of time to come out of the oil, so they're not cooking as much. Okay, so I've put my kitchen towel on here. That will give the potatoes, when the oil comes out, you know, it's nice to have it a little bit off from the oil. Okay, I've lost my glovies that I meant to be for the oven, so we're using this for the moment. Now, this is what I was explaining about the garlic. The garlic's all nice and roasted. It's really good. Okay, so I was going to tell you a fact, which I normally say about a fact. Okay, in the 1800s, I was looking at a programme. If you had skin on your potato, you were classed as lowly. I mean, we all love skin on jacket potatoes, anything like that now. But in them days, if you ate a jacket potato or anything like that, you were classed as poor. So that's why you never saw the rich having anything like that. It was always roast potatoes or without the skin on. And it was a very class thing. Obviously now we all eat everything what we want, but then it was very snubbed on. So there you go. That's another fact for you. Pop that in there. Okay, so I'm going to just take all the excess oil off because it's not very nice to have the oil in there. I'm going to turn down the oven now to 100, about 100 to 150 degrees. It would just keep this all nice and warm rather than having it. Cold potatoes aren't the nicest of things, I must admit. Right, pop that in. And okay, so I've got my fish out of the fridge. I'm just going to season it. It's always really important that you season fish. Anything really to season. Okay, I'm going to put that on. I'm using a lighter kind of one because sometimes this can be a bit coarse on fish. So that's why I'm doing that. Normally I would use the flakes. Okay, so I've got our heat on for here. I'm going to put it on here actually. I keep forgetting that because you can see it better. Put it over here. Over here. Any time would be nice. There we go. See, you have to give it a little bit of commandment. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to put a little bit of rapeseed oil in here. I'm putting rapeseed oil because it burns a little bit higher than olive oil. And we've got quite a lot of olive oil in the pesto, so we don't want too much oil on everything. So put that there. Just going to move this over here. Make sure your pan is getting hot before you put the fish in it. And I'll show you what you're going to do. You're going to put it in skin side first for 3 minutes. Then you're going to turn it over and then you're going to put it in on the other side for 3 minutes, okay? Just so that we can get it. Some people, they dust a little bit of corn flour over the top. It's called dusted sole. You can do that if you want to. I'm not doing this today because I don't fancy it having that on it. But you can do it if you want it to. And it does make it more have a little bit of a crust on the top. Which is quite nice. We'll just see if this is getting hot. Okay, so I'm going to put my fish in now. I'll turn nicely done. Okay, so I'm going to put my timer on for 3 minutes so I know. But I kind of know anyway when to do it. I don't want to burn on the skin, that's the problem. So what I'm going to start doing in a minute is I'm going to take out our potatoes. And then, oh, it's spitting. I'm going to take out our potatoes and then I'm going to put our potatoes and our green beans on the plate. And then we'll pop that over the top and the pesto over. So, I'm just going to check the skin just to make sure it's not sticking. If you think it's on too much of a high heat, just take it off. If the skin does come off, don't worry. It's not anything major. Just means your skin's come off. But I'm doing this so it goes a bit crispier on the skin. If you wanted to, you could steam it and just peel the skin off. Either way, it's just as tasty. So just make sure you're moving it just a tiny bit, just so that it. This one's starting to curl up. Don't know why. You might want to do that, but we'll try and convince it to go flat again. If we can. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to open up these and I'm going to get my beans out. And I'm going to get my potatoes out in a second because soon okay, so the skin hasn't gone entirely well, but never mind. What? Well, it's gone a little bit crispy as well, so that's what we want. Okay, so I'm going to get our potatoes out now, just while the fish is doing quickly. Our green beans in. Okay, please remember your stuff that has just come out the oven is hot. Okay, because I totally forgot then. Okay, so I'm going to bring this over here. Move on to this side. Well, I'm all up for presentation, but if you want to just plumb it on. It's absolutely fine. It's just I'm a little bit funny about how I like my things presented. Especially if I'm showing it to you lovely people. Put that there. Put them there. More greenery. It's quite nice because this has been hot as well, so so it doesn't get cold as well. So I'm just going to move this over to here again. And hopefully we can get our fish off. It really doesn't take long for your fish to cook, so just keep an eye out on it. Okay, now we're going to get some of our beautiful pesto. Obviously this is our dinner, so we're kind of just, I'm doing 2 plates today. Okay, and there we are. Okay, so there is your lemon sole with roasted potatoes and pesto. Well, thank you for watching my coquettes. If you liked the video, please press like on Facebook and please share it as well. If you watched on YouTube, please press subscribe and press the like button. Thank you very much. Bye for now, coquettes.